All right, I'll give away my own prizes first, then we'll get into your stuff. But I guess you want to like let us know how you got into Wax and NFTs in the first place. That's usually like where I like to start with people.
Yeah, I mean, we started on ETH, and Wax was the evolution of the project. Actually, I discovered Wax before I discovered ETH NFTs back in January, February. I was going for those Shatner and Street Fighter drops back in the day, and
that's pretty old school.
yeah, pretty old school. And then yeah, and then yeah, and then the Leonard Nimoy one because my mom comes from a town called Vulcan, which is actually, it's funny because like it's not named after Star Wars, but it's named after the Roman god Vulcan. But then since Star Wars, they turned the entire town into a Star Wars museum and named all the streets Vulcan and everything. So it was a situation where it's like, you got to get these Nimoy NFTs, like, you know, so I had to get on that and get those Nimoy packs. And then, you know, I've been involved in Wax pretty much as a collector ever since. But when we decided to create, it seemed kind of overwhelming at first. Like it seemed a little bit too technical compared to OpenSea. Moreover, our idea for Roman punks seemed like it related more to what was going on in that space with the CryptoPunks and everything. So we fell into ETH, and now we moved on to Wax because we had wanted to move into Wax very quickly after we joined ETH. So now we have a situation where we're like, okay, well, the Ethereum collection is more like a store of value. Like that's kind of, you know, for the investors that you want to, you know, be part of the project because there's only 1,000 pieces. And so each one of those Ethereum pieces acts as kind of like a shareholder piece in a sense. We have proposed some profit sharing options for those guys. But then the Wax is just where all the fun is had, right? Like, we'll show some of the cards in a bit here, but for those who don't know about it, we take the avatars and we give them names and stories and little flavor texts, you know, and make them tradable essentially. So, you know, it's way more fun and people can get more involved that way. Like, it's like Ethereum is just, the Ethereum blockchain just doesn't make it really easy for people to engage just because of the gas. It's like, okay, well, you hold this piece, but then what do you do with it? You can't trade it, you can't throw it around. So I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but
like trading, because like you have to pay the fees on both ends, or at least one end. So you're like, I don't know. When I have Ether stuff, I kind of just hold it. But Wax is like, I feel like the blending and all that stuff, you wouldn't want to do that on Ether because it would cost so much to like blend something into another NFT. You'd be like, why? Like, I don't want to spend $30 to blend this. Like, but you can do a lot more active collecting on Wax, I would say.
Yeah, and I think that they both serve their own purpose, because I'm not one of those people that's like such an evangelist one way or the other. Like, I think Ether does serve a purpose. Like, you know, you can see all these projects that are on Ether that there is this sort of element that the ETH pieces have a higher value attached to them. So it allows you to build that side of your project where you're like, okay, well, these are the exclusive pieces. This is, you know, also there's other utility on Ether that we're looking into as well.
Ether is also a huge network that's been around longer. Like, you'd have to just be foolish to ignore the fact that like one CryptoPunk sells for as much as everything sells on Wax. Like one CryptoPunk sells as much as like multiple days of Wax. So like everything on Comic Hub. So it's like the money moving through Ether is not even like, you can't even compare it to Wax, which I think Wax will keep growing, but like you can't ignore Ether as being like the giant as far as like money moving through it. And then it's like for DeFi, if you're into decentralized finance, that's all on Ether. So like there's a lot of stuff going on Ether. I'm not one of those people like, fuck Ether, I only like Wax. I definitely, I mean, I got into Wax because I already had Bitcoin and Ether. So
yeah, and then they're also like, you know, there's also like Engine and then the sandbox and everything too, right? Like,
yeah,
tokens that are built on Ether, right? So you don't have to worry about the gas by interacting with the gameplay on Ether. So
Yeah, there's layer 2 solutions, and then Ether 2 is coming out, which is supposed to help with gas fees. So I think they
Right.
can coexist. And I also think Wax is smart, and they're like the next thing in the roadmap is bridging NFTs over to Ether. So like, you could maybe be selling your Wax NFTs on OpenSea in the future. Like, I don't think they're going to be mutually exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah. I was looking into I haven't been looking into it much, but I've heard about there already is some blockchain bridge stuff going on between Wax and Ether.
Well, there's definitely a like USDT. The USDT on Alcor, you can send through the web wallet to a MetaMask wallet on the Ether blockchain. That's like legit ERC20 wrapped. So like there are already Ether wrapped tokens on Wax, and you can port them back and forth. But those are like fungible tokens. I don't think you can do it with non-fungible tokens yet, but that's like next on the roadmap. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited about the future. I also keep saying it's like maybe Wax is Nintendo, and then like Ether is Microsoft or Sony. Like these things could exist, and there could be games on both networks. It doesn't have to be like only Ether or only Wax. Like they can coexist.
It's true. It's true. It's not like one is Sega and the other is Nintendo. It's like no. So if Wax is Nintendo, then who's Sega?
True. Hopefully not the one that I'm invested in.
Yeah, right. The Dreamcast.
Do you want to show off some of your NFTs actually before we get into marbles?
Yeah, sure.
There's like a share screen button at the bottom, and then I can add you to the screen.
Yeah, 1 second.
Also, somebody was asking if we're doing stream raiders. Probably not today. I was gonna do stream raiders before we had an interview, but there's a lot of talking for that, so we'll pass on that for today. Maybe we can do stream raiders on Saturday. Hive. I don't know much about Hive. I know Splinterlands is on Hive, right? Maybe that's what he's saying for Sega. Hive is like Sega. I liked Sega though. I'm one of the people that had I had a Sega Genesis, I had a Sega Dreamcast. Like I rode it all the way to the end. I loved Sega.
The Dreamcast was actually a good system. Definitely underrated.
They made the Nintendo Switch for Genesis. Like I don't know if you remember Sega Nomad. It was a handheld console that used the same cartridges as the Sega Genesis. So you could have a handheld that played the Sega Genesis. You could plug in a second controller and also plug into a TV. It was just like a portable handheld Sega Genesis. It was like that was the Nintendo Switch like 20 years ago. They were way ahead of their time. But
that is sick. Yeah, and they were trying all that stuff with like the 3DO or not a 3DO, the Saturn, Sega Saturn, but that was a big failure. The games were all awful.
It was also CD before PlayStation came out, so they're like the first console with CDs. Like they're very innovative tech wise. They must have just sucked marketing. They also had good games, so I don't really know why they failed.
So I'm just going to show I'll show some of the templates we have here. These are the two that I threw up that we were going to do as giveaways. So just like everything else, we've got common are the white ones, and then it goes up to rare, which are the green ones, and then epic, the blue ones, and then legendary. We've got a few legendaries in here too. But the legendary actually fall into the famous schema. So we'll do a giveaway for one epic and one rare and one common. So if we do the first place prize gets this epic Prometheus More
for the last race though. Let's
Patrician.
Create some drama. I'll give away some other prizes for this first couple of races if you're going to give away 3 in 1.
Any way you want to do it. I mean, I just thought it would be good to have the first, second, and third place.
I think that's a great way to do it, but I like to do the best race last, so I'll give away some other prizes for the first couple ones.
Perfect.
Did you do the there's like a Where's Waldo one that looks like that?
Yeah, there is. There is a Waldo guy.
I think Jolly for a while in our Discord.
Jolly got him, yeah.
That was Jolly's profile picture for a while.
Yeah, and he has the Ethereum edition of it.
Okay.
How we work it is that if you own the Ethereum, the same number, it's not the same picture because it's got different backgrounds on it. But if you own the same number on Ethereum as the Wax card, you get the #1 mint by default. So if you are an owner of the Ethereum piece that matches the Wax piece, then you can DM me on Discord and I'll airdrop the #1 mint card to you. So it's an extra perk for the Ethereum owners.
That's really awesome. It's 2 for 1 right there.
There you go. Yeah, and then my wife, Christine, she's the artist, so she draws the pictures using Pixaki app on the iPad with the pencil. And then I do all the photoshopping and the flavor text and giving them names and basically envisioning the entire sort of Roman cyberpunk theme that we got going. This is basically it. It's just Roman cyberpunk. It's just like the name Roman punk didn't come from CryptoPunk. It came from cyberpunk. So it's more like a cyberpunk derivative, just like steampunk and diesel punk are.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the art.
Thanks.
All right, let's hop into a marble race real quick. Let me actually share what the prize will be from our race first. Oops, I was looking at your stuff. This first one will be for a Go Fuck Yourself Bear sticker from the Glummy Bear collection. We'll warm up. People got to get warmed up before we do the good prizes.
Right.
This is not a bad prize, but
that's GFY Bear. It can't go wrong.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Dr. Crispy and his work. Do you have your own like Telegram or Discord or anything?
Yeah, we do. We have a Telegram. The Telegram is not very active. We're mostly using Discord.
Do you want to post it in the chat so people can join?
Sure.
If they want to get updates on your project.
Thanks for that. I will.
Exclamation point play if you'd like to join. This is for the Glummy Bear prize. We'll do a couple races and then get into the punk prizes, Roman punks. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start. So the season's kind of almost over, or marble racing.
Do I have to open Twitch separately in another window to access the chat?
No, you should be able to do it in StreamYard. There's like a private, and you have to tab over to the non-private chat.
Oh, I see.
And you should be able to talk. DM though, you have to go on Twitch. I'll also have to join. I don't think I'm in your Discord. I see you in Agora primarily.
Yeah. Here, let me. Yeah, I don't see I'm not able to comment. I scroll down. I can see all the.
Oh, weird.
All the
if you put it in the private chat, I can paste it after this race.
Correct.
And how is like the distribution for your project? Do you buy drops? Do you airdrop? Like, how do we get into it if we want to get new ones besides this marble race?
Yeah, it's a good question. Actually, right now, there are limited ways you can get Roman punks on Wax. We're still in the process of building up enough cards to do our first pack. So the first way you can get them is on the Discord. We have a casino and an RPG game. It's called Do Util Bot. And so what we've done is we've programmed a whole bunch of Roman punk characters into the Discord RPG. So people can go in and they can battle and do quests. It's kind of like, have you ever heard of Idle RPG?
I have not. Is it like text-based or like how does a Discord RPG work?
Well, it's a really basic one. All it does is you create a profile, you have weapons, and you level up by completing quests. And the quests pop up randomly when you are interacting in the Discord, just like the Me app gives you experience points. You know how Me app gives you experience points for just like chatting and stuff?
Yeah.
It uses that same system. So when you are interacting in the Discord, rather than giving you experience points for chatting, it will like randomly pop quests at you.
Okay, that sounds pretty fun.
And so like 1% of the time, you're going to get a quest that can be redeemable for a Wax card.
actually a really cool distribution method. I don't think I've heard
I
of it.
wish it was automated. If it was automated, if there was a way to automate that, it would be beautiful. But
Or you could get someone to write a smart contract for it, but I'm sure that's not easy.
and the developers of this bot aren't involved in the crypto space. So, going to them, and unless they can, it's open source and they can release the code, and then we can go and find someone to build a smart contract for it. But at this point, it's manageable for us and our mods to just transfer them over to people.
I'm gonna have
But
to
it's
try
cool
start
because
questing right after this.
Oh yeah, we've got some of
myself.
our users talking here now. The DNA, yeah. Yeah, and we're just like we're rewarding people with like the super low mint cards at this point, just because they're part of the Discord. They're hanging out in the community when we're still new and building. So there's a reward system just for that. The other way that they can get Roman punks on Wax is through Pixel. You've probably heard of Pixel Labs, Polly the Penguin, T-Money. So we have sent all of our number 2 mint cards over to Pixel Labs. So you can buy those with Pixel token.
Is that a token on the Wax blockchain?
Yes. And it can be exchanged on Alcor.
How do you get, is that dropped to people holding that collection, or how do you get that token originally besides Alcor?
You can get that token by, the early adopters from Pixel Labs project. If you were involved in Pixel Labs earlier, you would have got airdrops for that token when it was first
still
released.
happening, or have they all been distributed?
I believe all the initial ones have all been distributed. And so now it's a matter of going on to Alcor and essentially buying the Pixel token with Wax, exchanging it. And then you can.
So Trist Empress says there's still airdrops going.
There's still airdrops going? Okay.
And here's the Discord if you'd like to join to start questing for some Roman punks, which I will be doing after this. An Irish.
Yeah, they start at level 5. So you join in, and the channel is called Catacombs. The bot is called Duutil, Duutil. But once you get to level 5, then you'll start getting quests that can be redeemed for Wax cards. So
it sounds like the easiest ways are either buy the Ether NFT, right? Because you can get. Can you still buy the Ether ones and get the drop? And then do you have to buy them directly from you? Is it like you can't buy from the aftermarket and get the drop, or how does that work?
You can, the thing is, a lot of the Ether NFTs that are being made into Wax cards now have already been purchased by people, unless you can find some on the secondary market. But that's the thing, is like our Ether Roman punks, we already have nearly 600 minted. But for Wax, we're approaching our first 100. So at this point, it's mostly for people that already own the Ether. So if you did buy an Ether Roman punk, when that Wax card for it gets created, you'll get it. But there's no guarantee when that's going to be.
Okay.
The other thing
too is when your packs are going to be coming out?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is that we're going to do a pack of the first 100. So we're going to do these series of, once we have 100 Wax cards, we're going to be releasing packs, and they'll be in limited quantities. So there might be, say, 5 in a pack out of the first 100. That hasn't yet to be exactly determined, but so there'll be soon an ability for people to buy packs, and that'll be sometime it'll be next month for sure. Hopefully, sooner than later, around the middle of the month, we'll be releasing packs.
You'll definitely, you should come back on before that. We'll have you on that week so we can give everybody an update.
The other thing too is like, we wanted to release them in a way that's sustainable. Like, our Discord was still building up. We're still figuring things out. And if we started releasing all these packs and suddenly we got dozens and dozens of people joining up, like, it would have overwhelmed our resources. So, we want to make sure we have the mod systems in place and whatnot to be able to handle a big influx of people. So also it's like kind of builds a mystique about it by not being able to buy them right away. Like people will go and they'll search open the Atomic Hub for they'll search the secondary market, and then they'll see like, oh well, people are listing them for like 1,000 wax and stuff. So
I checked your secondary; it's not cheap.
that's kind of what we wanted to build up, is that mystique, and also to attract people to want to come hang out in the community, to build that up too.
All right, so I'm doing another race here, and this is also for another neon Go Fuck Yourself bear. That I think it's like there's 8 collab bears, and if you collect all 8, you can blend them into a sticker that ends up being like a physical sticker he'll send you. So that's kind of cool. I think
if you had him on.
I have had Dr. Crispy on, not since this sent us these prizes, but it says on the thing that you can send them for a blend for a physical redeemable. Only within the United States, but I was saying I'm pretty sure if you just talk to Dr. Crispy and like pay for the shipping, if you really want the sticker, he'll send it outside of the United States.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on with physical redemption of assets. We actually, my wife is an artist, professional artist, so she is a painter as well as doing pixel art. And so we're involved in this Algorand gallery where the paintings can be redeemed for physical paintings. And so we sold a painting on there, and now we have to figure out how to ship it to London, England, so that it can go in their gallery, so people can actually physically see it. It's quite interesting, but
it'd be tough with like, you don't want the canvas getting damaged or any of the paint smearing or anything.
That's right. So we're doing some research now about like, how are you supposed to, pack? Fortunately, like the painting sold for enough algo that it makes it worthwhile. Like there's no question that it's going to be like, it's going to cost us more to ship it than we're going to make. But it's, we have to figure out like, okay, how are we going to ship this so that like, and do we have to get insurance? Like there's just types of things we have to figure out. So anytime it's like, if it's not just NFTs and digital stuff anymore, then it definitely complicates things.
For sure. We definitely are interested in maybe doing something like that in the future. I think it'd be cool to make like actual physical neon signs that you can redeem with our one of ones, but that's also, going to be a lot more money than what we sell our NFTs for. So see if there's an audience for that in the future, but it could be cool.
What was your inspiration for the neon, the logo and the theme? It's kind of like a vaporwave sort of a thing, eh?
Yeah, that's also like, my roommates do the visual art. I do the music. I'm definitely inspired by vaporwave for the music, but the logo and stuff, they've been a fan of neon signs for a long time. Like they have like physical photos. They travel around the country, and not just the country, the world, like internationally, and they take pictures of neon signs everywhere. So they've just been a big fan of neon for a while. And then we were also inspired by like crypto monkeys that do kind of like pop culture art references and crypto references. So they kind of like took that style and blended it with the neon and vaporwave and 80s, 90s nostalgia.
Yeah, far out. It's hard to find actual neon signs anymore. Like you go to like antique stores and whatever, like in small towns, and you find them, but like they sell them for like thousands of dollars. Like all those old beer, like from bars, those neon beer signs, like those things are highly sought after now.
I've always wanted to go. There's like a neon sign museum in Las Vegas, because Vegas always has neon, but they keep switching them out. So it's like all the old neon signs, and like I haven't actually gone, but I think that'd be a really cool visit. I'm gonna post here this is a form to give us your wallet. So if you win one of these races, we can send you the prize. And I think we'll do your prizes if you're cool with that now, the Roman punks. And I will collect the wallets for you, so you know who to send them to.
Perfect.
Or I think Jolly said they might be down to help with that. But
yeah, I think Jolly said he was down. So if Jolly collects the wallets, I'll just send them to Jolly, and he can transfer them over.
I can send the list of wallets to Jolly as well. It's just a spreadsheet I have. But so which ones were these again specifically? Do you want to? I'll share your screen just so we can refresh. First place is gonna get the blue one, right?
Prometheus Mort, Zombie Patrician.
Are there none of those minted yet?
There aren't, no.
So you're gonna get the first one of those minted too, right?
Yeah, so
wait, is it gonna be mint one? I don't want to speak for
you.
you.
Get number 3.
Mint number 3.
You get number 3.
That's still super rad.
Same thing with Remy Barbados. You're gonna get mint number 3 of him too. And third place, actually, I was in the process of minting or creating the template for third place prize before I came onto the call. So let me just open up the Photoshop because she hasn't been created into a template yet.
This is
so there's the third place prize. And the quote is from I tend to take quotes from movies and poetry and stuff and then like turn them into like weird cyberpunk things. So it's kind of like the quote was a bastardization of a quote from the movie Gremlins 2.
Okay.
And then with where was I here? With these other guys, I take the there's a zombie translator, so you can like go to find a zombie translator and take a text and translate it into zombie. So that's how I create those. And then
it's official translation. That's
exactly right. And then like some of these come from song lyrics and whatever fits the story.
I know that song. That's by Waylon Jennings.
You got it, man. You got it.
I know a thing or two about country music.
Yeehaw. Yeah. Where are you from originally, Lewis?
I'm from the Seattle area, which is actually where I am right now. I'm staying at my parents' place.
Oh,
and I'll be going back to Los Angeles soon.
Familiar. A little bit familiar with Seattle area. Yeah. I'm from Calgary, Alberta originally, and my wife's from Vancouver. So basically like kind of the west coast of Canada.
Vancouver's real close. Like I actually went to school in Bellingham, so
yeah.
I don't know if you've gone slightly south. It's like the first real city south of Canada up there. But
yeah, no, for sure. A lot of similarity for sure.
I went to the Olympics that were in Vancouver too. I didn't actually attend any of the events. I just went to the city because like there were a bunch of free concerts and stuff.
Yeah, that was a good time. I wasn't there during it, but yeah, they didn't burn the place down like when they won or lost rather in the Stanley Cup final with Boston that year.
It was a lot of fun, and like when the hockey games are on, when like somebody scored a goal, you could hear like just through the streets cheers going like everywhere. It's like I don't know. It was definitely an interesting environment. I've never been in like that lively of like a sports and music and arts like all happening at once scene. The Olympics was pretty cool. Definitely recommend checking out, even if you don't have tickets or anything. There's cool stuff to see. All right, I'm gonna start
for sure.
Race.
Let's
this
do
is
it.
The big race today! ! Play if you'd like to get some unminted assets that will be minted before you get them. But I think that's the first time we've ever done that. That's really cool.
Yeah, so it'll take a moment for the numbers to generate.
Yeah. Well, also we have to figure out the walls and stuff. So we'll send these at some point after the stream, but we will send them to you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start this pretty quick here. Play for a chance to win Roman Punks.
So is the backgrounds and all like did you design and customize all the platforms and everything on here, or is this all default?
This was made by Quarantine Cheese, who is a part of our community that is into marbles and marble building. But the other levels we played are just like default levels. But this one is like a special level made for us.
I figured that looked different than from when I had seen it back before. This looks rad. This reminds me of one of those things in the mall that you used to put a penny in and it would like spin down. Yeah.
Quarantine Cheese is also known for, I call him the Jigsaw of Marbles, because most people die on their maps. They don't make friendly maps. Oh, there goes the first
Oh,
one.
there we go. Speak of the devil right there.
Nathan. Oh,
Whew.
first place, Nathan. Congrats. Oh, Jeff made it in.
Oh, if they make it in but they bounce out, then
That
they still
still
count.
counts.
Yeah.
Oh, Kiko Riki was so close, but they died. Well, looks like we got our 3 winners, but we'll see how many. Oh, Tune barely bouncing in. This is like a ramp that doesn't quite let people in. It's devastating to most. Oh, Banana Lotto made it in. My instructions for
It is nice that you can see the people's names rather than before, where it was just all these whams going down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, this guy, and then there'll be that one person that has their custom name made.
It's gonna make the trophies more fun too, because for the whoever gets in first place at the end of the season gets a 1 of 1 neon trophy with their name on it, and it used to just be the web wallet. But now, like, it'll be their Twitch name, which is more fun.
Tune 2K is in there. You should get a consolation prize for not flying out and dying after you finish the.
Well, he gets season stats, and then season stats top 100 racers get the first place racer gets a 1 of 1, and then we do 100 mints for the top 100. And say you get in like 6th place, you get mint 6 up to 100. Like if you're in 100th place, you get mint 100. So you do get something for not dying if you play consistently. So I'll show those results. Actually, I need to clip all 3 winners on this one. Boom. Post this in Discord. Roman Punks. And I will show the season stats. I think I'm going to eat lunch here pretty soon. Is there anything else you had to like announce or talk about that was important for your project?
No, not particularly. This was kind of a spontaneous thing. Like,
yeah, I asked you yesterday, like 12 hours ago. So this
right?
was
Yeah, and I kind of just poked in because I thought of it. Like, you know what? Like, because we had talked like a couple of weeks ago and said, oh, we should do this after Coins connected us. So yeah, thanks. Shout out to Coins for connecting us, and I guess he's on tomorrow too.
Coins will be on talking about Agora and creepy clown stuff, I'm sure, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
And as I was saying earlier, like you should definitely come back. Like when you have your drop date firm, we'll definitely have you back on again, and then we can like go over the details of that. Because I mean, myself, I want to know the details of the drop because like your aftermarket's pretty expensive. So if I can buy in at the drop price and figure that out, I'm gonna try to do it myself. So yeah, just let us know.
We'll have that information for you all within a fortnight, and we'll be back soon. Thanks again, Lewis, and thanks to everyone for participating. Come say hi in the Discord and win some Roman punks.
Let me post the Discord one last time in case anybody news here. Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Have a good